Well, 1 year ago, we looked at how beef prices were soaring nationwide and what's behind the increased cost at the grocery store. Well, you might have noticed at the checkout line, the cost has only increased. In today's Inside Ag, we looked at the reason behind it.
Yeah, so when you look at the beef price in the retail market store, it really boils down to supply and demand. Our national cow herd is down with the work of the Beef Checkoff and the Idaho Beef Council and all the other partners. Demand is up, and that combination then creates a higher price in the marketplace. And as consumers choose how to spend their dollars, they're noticing.
According to the USDA, the nation's cattle inventory has dropped to its lowest level in 70 years, at just 86.7 million head of cattle, compared to when it was at its highest in 1975 at 132 million. But why the drastic change? Well, over the last few years, drought conditions, fires, and fewer producers in the industry created a lower supply. And Cameron Mulroney with the Idaho Cattle Association says the demand for beef remains high.
Part of the reason we're in the situation we are is we've done a good job of providing high quality protein, and people have grown to love it. So they're willing to pay that price.
What has helped keep up with demand is the advancements in genetics and production management, which helped producers raise larger and faster growing cattle. In the 1950s, an average steer weighed about 1,000 pounds. Today, it's closer to 1,500 pounds thanks to genetics and feed efficiency.
We're raising them differently. We're yielding a lot more meat from one animal, making them a lot more efficient than we did in that time frame.
That helped with demand up until about 2022, but it's not enough to offset the overall shortage. It's not just fewer cows, it's how long it takes to rebuild. Ranchers can't flip a switch. Mulroney says even when producers decide to retain heifers and grow their herd, it takes at least 27 months before it's time for processing.
Yes, there's work being done, economically as it works for the cow-calf producer to build that herd size, but timing is just critical. When we look at other protein sources, chicken or pork, their turnaround time is so much faster than it is in the beef cattle industry to make a decision and see an impact.
That slow turnaround means prices are likely to stay high, possibly through 2027. The Consumer Price Index report for August showed a surge in beef prices over the last year. Ground beef prices were up more than 12% on a year-over-year basis in August. Beef roasts were up more than 13%, and steak prices were more than 16% higher. Mulroney's advice: buy in bulk.
Look at the price per pound, because you might be able to buy a larger item than you actually need for your family, but if you can portion that out and maybe freeze part of it.
If there's a positive takeaway, Mulroney says it's that these high prices help our state and the producers who have been struggling to break even for years.
Higher price of beef is a net benefit to the state of Idaho and everybody in Idaho, not just those of us that are choosing to raise beef cattle and get them processed and onto the consumer.
So you can expect those high prices to remain for quite a few years. But again, buying in bulk, if you could fit it in the freezer, go to your local producers, buy the whole cow.
Yeah.
And then you're good to go.
Buy directly from them.
Yes. It's going to be your cheapest option.
Okay, amazing. And you know where your food comes from, which is so important.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Keep Idaho strong.